A big day, isn't it? So Rosehill Gardens, the Coolmore Classic for the fillies and mares. None better than Sunline in the 50-year history of the race. She won it not once but twice. Anna Visto was sparkling, wasn't she, at Flemington? Could she do that front-running job today? 150 years of history in the Newmarket today. On the line, Black Caviar, the perfect one. She left her mark, and her stablemate, I Wish I Win, do something similar today.
Older than the Ashes, VFL and modern Olympics, the Newmarket Handicap is a race dripping in history. 149 years of history. In 1874, VRC committee man Captain Frederick Standish thought a short and merry race over 6 furlongs would add interest to the autumn program. That short and merry race soon became Australia's premier contest for sprinters. The honour roll says it all, with names such as Burnborough, Shaftesbury Avenue, Scalacci, Takeover Target and Black Caviar.
She is unparalleled. Black Caviar, perfect.
Offered with big fields spread down the famous Flemington Straight, a nightmare for callers but spectacular for fans who often call it the Melbourne Cup for sprinters. Fittingly in this milestone year, a field for the ages has been assembled, ready to write a new chapter in the storied history of this iconic race.
Wish I Win, Private Lions in secret. Lofty straight, rocking horse in front. It's going to be an absolute boil-over.
Something special awaits. Welcome to the 150th running of the Newmarket Handicap.
And along with the MCG, is there a better piece of land in Victoria than this? The famous Flemington setup. And what about that straight? It'll be all the focus today. The straight 6 or the 12.
I can't wait to see them sizzle up the straight. Of course, looking at the menu, it's mouth-watering, of course, with the Newmarket Handicap at the top and the Cooney Stakes, the Size Produce Stakes, so the up-and-coming young horses. We're going to see them over the 1400, and then, of course, the Australian Cup Prelude. Which
is a new thing, and I think will be a terrific start to what we'll see in a fortnight. Katie, who you got your eye on today?
Oh, it's got to be the filly in secret in the Godolphin colours. Of course, she won the Coolmore Stud Stakes in the spring and she demolished him there. I think she's going to sizzle. Here's what you need: a horse that broke his maiden. And what I need is the next horse, and that's a V8. And he's got a bit of grunt, this one.
Grunt being the dad. You enjoyed doing that, didn't you, Katie?
Of course, there's a great support card throughout this afternoon. We've got the Ajax Stakes, the Far Lap, where we're going to see Zugochu going around, the Sky High for the stayers, the Morris McCartan for the sprinters. And the 2 fascinating races on the card today are the last chance to get into the Golden Slipper, the Magic Night Stakes and the Pago. So a lot to look forward to, especially those early 2-year-old races. And a few horses that I am looking forward to seeing, Richo, has to be Mahaba. He is coming back for the 2nd time to Sydney. This is under the tutelage of Graham Begg, and he looks a really progressive horse. He goes to the Pago. Zugochu, she's dodging the ladies in the Coolmore Classic and heads to the Far Lap. And this lady, Purple Pay, the first of the internationals who head here on our shores.
Well, you want the definition of a perfect track? I reckon I've got it for you today right here at Rosehill Gardens. Take a look at this coverage. It is immaculate. And because we've had pretty good weather in Sydney's west over the last week or so, they've actually had to put 25 millimetres of irrigation on the course proper over the last 7 days to be able to retain that good 4 rating. Expect an improvement a little bit later in the afternoon. Now the rail, true position. Everybody's got their chance today, no excuses. Remember this time last year? We're constantly racing on heavy 8, 9 and 10 tracks, but today, good 4, weather has turned it on as well. We're looking for a top of 31 degrees, sun is shining, light breeze, couldn't be any better.
Gee, there's a lot to look forward to in autumn.
Oh, there's a lot to look forward to. There's a lot of money on the line as well. We've got 6 weeks of autumn racing, 18 Group 1 races. Yes, 18 Group 1 races, $41 million in prize money. And you just look at some of those, vision from last year and those magical stories that were made. And it is set to be a fantastic autumn carnival kicking off today.
Cannot wait for it all, and right on the screens of this classic race. And, well, I'd love to get into the brain of the one and only Bruce McAvaney. Bruce, how's this for a challenge? Can you name your top 4? I fell in love with Placid Arc and Scalacci. We all loved Takeover Target and that great story. Do they make your top 4, the top 4 of all time, winning the Newmarket?
I thought you'd never ask, Richo. I love those questions. Give me an hour or two and I'm going to come back with that top 4 and see if you agree with me, all right?
Of course he'll nail that as well,
Absolutely.
and he'll make sure that we disagree with him. We've got a huge team. Grace Hayden's at Flemington and Kate Waterhouse with us here at Rosehill.